Hey there Aquarius, welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. Lovely to have you here. So this is a reading for the entirety of 2025. Well, not quite the entirety. I am a little bit late. It is March. I do apologise. Life got in the way. But I thought better late than never. Let's have a little bit of insight into what's going on for the rest of 2025, Aquarius. A little bit of a heads up on the energies that you've got to work with before the end of the year. And so we'll start with finding 5 cards for your general energy, general theme, focus, whatever you want to call it, of this year of 2025. Then we'll find some recent past energy to see what's influencing, how our past is influencing the future. And then we'll look at our current energy, and then we will get a card for each of the rest of the remaining months. So 10 cards, March onwards, and see what lies ahead of us. So, without more of an ado, let's get some cards. So, we have the Queen of Cups is the first card we have there. Excuse me. We've got the High Priestess. 2 very visually beautiful cards. We've got the Hanged Man. The 9 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so for this year, Aquarius, I think there's going to be quite an energy of you finding your happiness, of you really figuring out what makes you happy. It may well be a surprise. It's not at all what you thought it was going to be. But we've got this lovely Queen of Cups card here. She's open to happiness, to receiving happiness and love and contentment. She's also open to giving it out. So it may well be that you're finding yourself in that space where you are openly loving and being loved at the same time, and spreading happiness and receiving happiness. She's very compassionate, she's very loving, she's very kind, she's very caring. And I think, this is sort of the energetic space that I think you're going to be sitting in for this year. I think you are sitting within your happiness. Then we've got the High Priestess. The High Priestess, she's very intuitive, she's very psychic, she's very connected to her divine self. She's very intuitive, and I think you're again, this is an energy that's going to follow you through the year. One where you're going to follow your intuition, follow your divine self, if you like, to move towards your destiny. I think it's really going to be your guiding light through this year, is that connection that you are going to cultivate, I think, during this year. Whether it's something that you have done in the past, I don't know, but I think this year for you is one of really cultivating that deep connection with yourself and using that to guide you on your way. We've got the Hanged Man, seeing things from a different perspective. So I think you really are starting to see things from a different perspective. I think you're starting to see a whole lot of things from a different perspective, as a lot of us are this year. I think eyes are certainly starting to be opened, and it's in a positive way, because with knowledge comes power. So I think you really beginning to find different perspectives on things are really going to help you move towards your destiny, move towards a place that you need to be moving towards in an open and loving and compassionate way. Excuse me. 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is about reaping what you've sown. So I think you've put a lot of hard work into creating the life that you've got for yourself, or you're putting a lot of effort in the life that you want for yourself. But I think by the end of the year, you're really starting to see the benefits of all the hard work that you've put in, and you're going to be sitting within that space. Then The next card we've got is quite a contradiction to the Nine of Pentacles. We've got that Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles is about fear of lack. So I think in one way, in some part of your life, you're finding abundance of a pentacle. So pentacles are, you know, finances, so health, wealth, health, well, you know, your wellness, your health. It could well be that it's your stuff, the things that you need to help your life function on a day-to-day basis. It could be a relationship. It could be it could be home, something tangible, something earthly, a thing, and is a pentacle. So I think as one area of your life, you know, you're beginning to flourish, the hard work that you've put into something is, you know, you're receiving the benefits of that. I think in some part of another part of your life, you're sort of seeing some sort of lack of. It may well be a perceived lack of, so it may not actually be a lack of, it may just be that's how it feels to you. But there's certainly going to be some sort of, you know, discrepancy and some sort of, fight between the energies of, yes, I've got this, but I feel like I'm lacking that before the end of the year. So, right, let's have a look at what's going on in your cards, what's been going on with the recent past. See how the things that have happened in the past are now going to influence what's going on in your future. Oops, I've got 3 cards out already. We've got the Two of Wands, we've got the Hermit, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. Then as a clarifier, we've got the Eight of Pentacles, the Tower card, and the Ace of Swords. So, current energy, recent past energy, the Two of Wands, that's you having to make choices about where you're wanting to go next. And I think you have made the choices based on your other readings. I think you've had some difficult choices to make, and you have decided where your happiness lies, where the, you know, your joys and your passions are, and you have started to make moves towards that. Yeah, I think you've worked really hard actually. We've got the Eight of Pentacles as its clarifier, working hard to create and to set yourself off on this new direction, in this new direction even, of happiness, moving towards your happiness, your joys, your passions, the things that make you feel alive. And so you set off on that journey, I think. And, you know, I think you've been doing some deep reflection, some deep inner work, or, you know, trying to figure out how, you know, why you behave the way that you do in certain situations. Maybe you've, you know, really looked inside to figure out actually what it is that you think that you want. Whatever it is, you've had a real period of introspection, a period of looking at what's going on, you know, how you tick, what's going on your inside world. And I think you've had some revelations with that. And, you know, for some of you, it's going to be big. For others, it's going to be small. You know, as I say, you know, everyone's got their own different stuff going on. This is a general reading. You know, it's going to fit differently for everybody. But I think there's been some sort of a look at what's going on inside, and then a light bulb moment. Because I've just been drawn up there. Look at his light. Look at the light in his lantern, and a lantern even. And I think you have spent some time looking at your inside stuff, figuring out what's going on the inside, and maybe the whys and wherefores of that. And that has brought you some revelation. So a tower moment where you've completely shifted in the way that you think about things. I think it's been quite a revelation, a bit of an epiphany, a real shift in the way that you look at yourself and how, you know, what makes you tick. And again, like I say, it's big for some, small for others. And then we've got the Knight of Pentacles, and that's about consideration, considering how you're going to move forwards, how you're going to move forwards with your pentacle. And as I said before, pentacles are health, wealth, relationships, work, your job, should I say, their home, something tangible, something earthly, a thing. and you've been considering how to move forwards with one of those things. What's the best thing for you to do? How are you going to improve your life? What's going to make your life better? And it's all down to what you do with this pentacle. Like I say, for some of you it could well be work related, for others of you it could be health related, others it could be finance related, but there's been some deliberation in the past of where to now, and moving forward in some area, in some aspects, but it's been really considered and really carefully thought out. And in doing so, you've seen things as they really are. You've found some clarity. And don't forget that the sword is double-edged. So you might have got some clarity, and it's been sort of good, your realizations have been bad, and whatever. It's all helpful because it's helped you to decide how you're going to best move forwards with your pentacle. So hopefully you have moved forwards, and you have found clarity, and you've figured some stuff out. You've seen things in a whole different way now. Let's have a little bit of a look at what's going on. And hopefully you're seeing things in a more loving, compassionate way. I've just been sort of drawn to that Queen of Cups there, and compassion feels really strong. And maybe that is compassion for yourself, if nothing else. If it's not for somebody else, hopefully you are starting to feel more compassionate towards you. Maybe that's something that's been lacking within you. Now let's find out what's going on with you at the moment. What's happening in your current energy, Aquarius? Did I say Aquarius at the start of the reading? I did mean to. I do apologise if I said something else. My head's a little bit fluffy today. Not always a bad thing when I'm doing readings. Right. Okay. The Three of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Star. We've got the Ace of Cups. We've got the Page of Wands. We've got the Strength card. Right. That Three of Swords, it looks quite graphic, doesn't it? The Three of Swords going through the heart there. And it's the card of grief, of loss, of heartbreak, of pain. And I think that whatever new journey you've taken yourself off into the recent past, I think you're feeling quite heartbroken about the loss that you're feeling lost about something. And maybe it's brought up old wounds. Maybe these are, new things that you've got going on. But there's definitely a feeling of heartbreak and loss. And I actually think that you've made a bit of a trade-off with something. You've lost something, which is causing you a lot of upset. But you've done it in the pursuit of happiness. And I think you've got that. You've got the beginnings of a really, great, happy new life for yourself. And I think this is where you've got to have some compassion for yourself. We've got this Queen of Cups. I think she's playing a pivotal role throughout this year for you. And I think it's something you've got to keep reminding yourself of. You need to have love and compassion for yourself. It feels really important for you this year. And I think, you are feeling some sort of heartbreak, some sort of loss of something, of some description. But, you're creating a new life for yourself, a new happiness for yourself. It may well be in the form of a new love. It may well just be in the form of, life's taken a bit of a turn, and something's coming your way that's opening up the opportunity for greater happiness and joy, and that is never a bad thing. And with a new beginning, there's always an ending of some sort, and that ending can be quite painful, and it can be quite difficult to get over, because we have to leave something behind in order to make space for what's coming ahead of us. And I think at the moment, you may well be feeling that quite deeply. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. She's the richest queen in the pack. Maybe you find yourself in a better financial place at the moment. Also, the Queen of Pentacles for me is always the master manifester, or she really is vibrating at such a high vibration that she's drawing all the things towards her in life that she wants. I mean, it's such a lovely card. It feels so positive. She's looking down at a pentacle. It's not really the focus of everything that she's got going on. It's like a side note. So she's effortlessly bringing the things towards her that she needs. So you may well be in a place where you are feeling more financially secure. Maybe you're feeling better health-wise in yourself. Maybe you've just literally got the stuff that you need for this current moment. But I think at the moment, obviously apart from the loss, the physical, not the physical, the mental loss that you have, that you are dealing with, I think abundantly, stuff-wise, earthly-wise, your material-wise, I think, you're doing all right. And I think, it's allowing you to move forwards on your new adventure in a really carefree way, without all the worries of have I got enough? Do I have the things that I need? So, it's always a winner when we're feeling like we're abundant. We've got the Star card here, and this is the card of hope. It's the card of faith, and it's the card of healing. And I think because it's clarified with this Strength card here, I think, it's a little nod to you that you are going to heal from this. The pain that you're experiencing from the Three of Swords, it won't be forever. And it's going to take some time, but you will start feeling better. And I think hopefully before not too long, you actually are going to, begin to work, that healing process. And I think it's going to take some strength from you. You're going to have to, maybe you're going to have to find a different mindset or a different way of looking at things. But I think, you're going to be the one that helps you to feel better. The Lion is the card of courage, and I think you're going to have to rustle up a little bit of that. And well, I don't think you're going to have to rustle up a bit. I think it's going to come naturally to you, and it's going to set off that healing process, because you are strong. You're stronger than you think you are. I think you're stronger than a lot of people think you are, actually. It's I think you are going to be healing from this. And it's going to, I'm looking up here at the Hanged Man, looking at things from a different perspective. And I think that's what's going to be, helpful to you moving forwards in your healing journey. You've got everything that you need right now. Life's sort of given you, I think, stuff, the things that you need pentacle-wise, in order for you to feel like you're in a safe space, that you're not worrying about just basic survival. You've got what you need around you in order for you to then help yourself to feel better, to heal. Right, future energy. I've got a load of cards just thrown out. I'm going to take them all because I think they're all for you. I've got the Eight of Swords. I've got the Knight. I always want to say Knight. The King of Pentacles. I've got the Four of Pentacles. I've got the Knight of Swords. And I've got the World. Give that a little bit of a shuffle and find one more clarifier. Right, the Hanged Man again. Right, I have done this wrong, but I'm just going to take it because I was going to go in and pick you a card for every month. But I'm just quickly going to go over this because it fits very much with what we've said. We've got the Eight of Swords is all about being in a prison of your own making. And so, it's about having things that are ping-ponging around in your head and you end up tying yourself in knots and making you feel really stressed. We've got the Knight of Swords moving towards clarity. So I think if you're in a space where you're feeling like that, you know, regarding the heartbreak that you're feeling and the healing that you need to do, you need to speak to people by saying things out loud, by sharing it with a friend, by even writing it down and reading it back. It helps us to find clarity, because, you know, when things stay in our head for too long and we just like bounce it around in there, things become distorted and things, you know, get a different sort of feel to them, and it's not actually reality. So advice for this month: try and talk to somebody, have a chat with a mate, have a chat with, you know, significant other, and just try and find some clarity. Really actively work towards seeing things clearly. Then we've got the King of Pentacles and the World. You're moving into a brand new cycle, Aquarius. You're moving into a new cycle, and it's exciting, and it's going to bring you abundance. You're going to be feeling more secure and more stable in a financial way. It's going to take the pressure off you so much, and it's going to open up a whole new cycle of your life. You know, we all have numerous cycles through our lives, and you know, the World is sort of the last card of the major arcana. You've gone through all the other cards and you've gained lots of knowledge, lots of insight, lots of wisdom on things during that last phase, and now you're wiser, you're more knowledgeable, you are filled with lots of extra knowledge that's going to be helpful for you in this next phase of life, and I think it's really going to bring you some abundance. So last card in these few, then I'll get you one for each month. We've got the Four of Pentacles and the Hanged Man again. Don't hold on to things that you know you don't need to. Life's all about the flow of energy. When we create blockages, when we stagnate the energy, things don't flow the way that they should. The universe can't move the way that it needs to. The energies can't move the way that it needs to. And so by letting go, by not holding on to things too tightly, it allows things to flow. And so I think you know there's some sort of shift that needs to be made mentally about trying not to hold on to things too tightly. It could well be finances, it could well be again a relationship or a stuff. You know, it's okay, let things go. Let things go. Material things can always be replaced in some shape or other. I think it's just, you know, again, different perspective on things. And I think that, you know, that last bit of those last few cards are really going to help you to move through this space of loss that I think you're feeling at the moment. Right. Two Hanged Men. Look at things from a different perspective, a different way. Right, let's have a card for March, for April, May, June, July, etc., etc. And we'll see what the energies have got for you, Aquarius. Don't forget, if you like the reading, it'd be really amazing if you could give me a thumbs up. I'd love to read about, you know, how this resonates with you. If you want to leave me a comment of any description, I always love to read them. And if you want to subscribe, become part of the little community I'm trying to build, that would be amazing. Don't forget to press your notification button so you know when a new reading's been released. YouTube always seems to know when it's the right reading for you, because I always get my Virgo readings from certain other tarot readers and astrologers. It's always suitable for me. So don't forget, press that button. Right, March. We've got the Sun. April, we've got the Six of Pentacles. May, Nine of Wands. June, Page of Pentacles. July, the Emperor. August, the Chariot. September, Judgment. October, the Magician. Page of Swords for November. And December, the Four of Wands. Right. The moment we're in this energy of the Sun, you might not feel it at the moment if you're feeling a little bit heartbroken and a little bit sad, but the sun is shining on you. You are getting the things that you need, and whether or not, you know, obviously your emotions and the way that you feel, it can't be helped, and it's just is what it is. But on a worldly, a material, on a tangible, in a tangible place, you've got everything that you need. I think you're being set up here for the life that you're trying to build for yourself. Everything's coming easy to you. The sun is all about abundance. It's about the light shining on you. The light, as we know, the sunlight from the sun, it helps us to grow. It helps us to heal. It helps us to live. And so I think you are being given all of the things that you need for you at the moment. Obviously, you've got some stuff that you've got going on the inside that needs some attention. But the sun's shining on you in March. April, you need to find some sort of balance. Got that Six of Pentacles. It's all about equal giving and taking in equal measures. So that could be anything. It could be time, it could be money, it could be emotions, it could be anything. Whatever it is, you need to find some sort of balance. And we discussed balance, didn't we, earlier on? We need to find balance. Balance is really important for the flow of energy to flow the way that it should. If we overgive, then balance gets stagnant, gets blocked. If we overtake, the same again. So I think the focus for you during April is about finding balance. Finding balance, let the energy flow. Then we have the Nine of Wands in May. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up on working towards your passions, the things that make you happy. You are resilient. You may have been through some tough stuff. Things may have felt quite difficult, but you are resilient. You can do this. You can get the things you want. You need to draw on your courage. You need to draw on all of your stubbornness, and to not give up and just keep moving forwards. Then we've got June. We've got the Page of Pentacles. News of a new opportunity coming your way. Again, something tangible, something earthly, maybe new job, some good news about health. It could well be a new home. You know, maybe you've been accepted for rent, you know, a new rental agreement or a mortgage. But some good news is coming your way in June, and it's going to shape the month. It's going to be a focal point of the month. Then we've got July, and you're taking control. You're taking control of a situation. You're feeling strong. You're feeling powerful. You're leading the way. Whether you've been feeling out of control in a certain situation, but you are certainly, you know, gathering up all your strength, and you are getting back in control of something. And I think you're leading the way. Excuse me, Ruby's just started to yap her head off out there. Apologies. Then we have August, the Chariot. And that's movement, momentum, forward momentum in a really positive way. Moving towards your destiny. Moving towards, everything that's destined for you. So life, may well take a pivot, and, it may come from nowhere. But it's all about you connecting with your intuition, connecting with your divine self, with your true self, and really following that to help you to move forward towards your destiny, the thing that's waiting for you, where you're meant to be in this given moment. Then we've got the Judgment card. The Judgment card is about you changing from one thing into another. It's about you having a whole new start. It's an amazing card. It's you just changing, you beginning to change. And it's not sometimes it could be a here 1 minute, then, and change the next. But I think it's a process. I think this has come from a period of change, and I think now you're going to be feeling it in September. You're going to be feeling the energy of change. So October, I really apologise, the dogs are going mental. I'll just finish this up. The Magician is all about you manifesting things. You have got all the tools you need to do the job in hand to manifest whatever you want. You are in charge. You have the power, and you're going to be feeling it in October. We've got November, we've got the Page of Swords. So new inspiration coming your way, new ideas, new energy about something exciting and new that you can work on. That's going to change things. A complete new inspiration. And then we've got the Four of Wands. And this can be the card of marriage. So, maybe an engagement on the way. But it's the card of building strong foundations for the future. Whether that is a home, whether that is a relationship. But it's going to be something amazing. Something that's going to be long term, going to be around for a while, and is going to be something that's going to bring you happiness. So Aquarius, I will stop there. Have a really great month, year. Have a great day. It looks like you are in for a really period of healing, but knowing that the universe has got you back, you've got everything that you need to move forwards, and you're in for some exciting new adventures, I think, in the life that I think you've had a lot of change already, and I think that you're just building on the change that you have created for yourself in the past, and I think you're just working on that and building on that and healing from the change actually as well. But you're in for a great year, Aquarius. Have a great day. I'll catch up with you very, very soon.